Once in a while, the tool shows up at the shop that actually makes you say, this one's actually a step up. And today's shop upgrade is exactly that. Now, full transparency right out of the gate, it is winter here. So no sparks, no beads, and no frozen fingers today. Mostly because I enjoy having fingers, but just because we're not welding today doesn't mean this welder is not worth talking about. Welcome to Make or Build It, and this is Shop Upgrade Episode 4. I am Brian DeLuca, and if you're interested in upgrading your shop or items in your shop, now may be the perfect time to follow. Today, we are taking a look at the Sefaspe 200 Pro welder. Let's get this unboxed and see what comes in the package real quick. So we have our Sefaspe welder. We have our electrode holder and cable. We have our ground clamp. We have instructions, which are always important. We have a wire brush. And we have a power adapter, which this is to go from your 220 to your 110. So this just goes on here and you can plug it right into your 110. Which is actually nice considering a lot of makers may not have 220 in their shop. Now this is the ARC 200 Pro, and if it looks familiar, it's because I covered one of Sefaspe's other welders a while back. I did one on the Sefaspe MMA 160. As you can see, this is the other welder itself. This one is definitely much more of an upgrade. So let's talk about the 200 Pro. One of the big upgrades with the ARC 200 Pro, it has an adjustable hot start and adjustable arc force. And honestly, those features you really don't see usually at a welder of this level, which is really nice. In other words, the machine actually lets you participate in the process. So what does the adjustable hot start actually do? The hot start briefly increases the current right when you strike the arc. This means easier arc starts, faster ignition, and less frustration on thicker materials. If you ever tried welding something beefier and the rod seemed like it just didn't want to participate, the hot start will help fix that. It's basically the welder saying, all right, I'll help you out this time. For beginners especially, this reduces failed starts and makes the process a lot more forgiving. The arc force dynamically increases the current when the arc gets too short, like when your rod is close to sticking. In the real world, this reduces arc sticking, keeps the arc stable, and makes learning stick welding a lot less painful. Even noticeably increasing the arc force could change how forgiving the machine feels, which means less time fighting the welder and more time acting like you meant to do that. So the ARC 200 Pro has more of a customizable arc field. And this is really where the ARC 200 Pro really separates itself from the MMA 160 SE. The ARC 200 Pro lets you dial in based on electrode type, materials thickness, welding position, and personal style. Or what I like to call welding personality. That makes it easier to get a stable art, a smoother bead quality. Once you're actually welding, like I said, it is winter here and it is tough for me to get outside and weld right now. I know someone's gonna say it, but yeah, no sparks today. But understanding what hot start and arc force is actually much more important than you watching me weld in the cold. When spring comes, we're going to put this thing to work and see how those settings translate for real welds. If you watched my video on the Sefaspe MMA 160 and thought I'd like a little more control, the Sefaspe ARC 200 Pro is probably the welder for you. I'll drop both machines in the description below. So if this helped you learn a little bit more about welding today, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. For more on 3D printing, DIY, and maker projects, make sure you like and follow Make or Build It, and remember, keep on making. Oh, and remember, tools don't make you a better maker, but the right tools make learning a whole lot easier.